And oh, there he is. We made it from the beginning. Okay, good evening. I'm calling this meeting to order. My name is Maritza Cermeño, Chair of the Latino Caucus, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Since we meet online, we use a procedure called unanimous consent. After I call for a motion and a second to vote on an issue, I will call for unanimous consent rather than a vote. If there are no objections, the motion will be accepted, and if there is an objection, I will call for discussion, and then we'll have a vote. Let's start by approving the agenda. Do I hear a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
I move to accept the agenda.
What happened?
I didn't share it yet.
Second.
Thank you, Martha. Are there any objections? Hearing no objections, the agenda is approved. Let's approve the meeting minutes from June 26th, which was made by Martha. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
I so move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any objections accepting the minutes? Okay, the minutes are approved. Now I propose that we dispense with normal order and allow the chair to modify the agenda upon need to accommodate invite guests and visitors. Do I hear a motion?
So move.
Are there any objections? Hearing none, I will dispense with normal order. So I'm just gonna start asking a couple of everybody to introduce themselves, and I'm gonna start with my screen, so don't be offended if you're not the first. So I want to start with Leonel. Leonel, please, would you introduce yourself?
Well, thank you. My pleasure. First of all, good evening to all of you, and thanks for attending the meeting of the Latino Caucus. My name is Leonel Rojas. I work for the Latino Caucus in charge of the social media. I also work for the Franconia Committee in charge of data analysis and help, of course, in the campaigns. Just for now.
Thank you, Leonel. Martha, can you introduce yourself, please?
Oh, yeah, sure. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here today. I'm Marta Calderon, and I am the secretary of the caucus, and I'm also part of the social media team with Leonel for the caucus. And I'm also in the Franconia district, and at the Franconia district, I am the social media lead, and a lot of things, but that's the main.
Thank you, Martha. Now, Jasmine. Thank you so much for coming, Jasmine. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Jasmine Chavez, and I'm currently working on the Span Burger for Governor campaign. I'm the regional political director for NOVA, but I'm also the Latino liaison overseeing Latino outreach across the state. Happy to be here with you all.
Thank you so much. Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Fezzik in Springfield.
Thank you for coming, Bob. Tonya?
Okay, hi, I'm Antonia Fezzik, is also in Springfield, and good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Gladys, can you introduce yourself?
I don't know how to turn the mic on. We turn the mic on.
Oh, hi, I'm eating. That's why I don't have, anyway, hi, everybody. I'm here.
Thank you, Gladys. And Gil, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Gil Davenport. I'm just the driver. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoys this meeting. It should be a really good one. Kelvin, I'm so pleased that you came because I really am interested in hearing your comments.
Thank you, Gil. Russell, we're so happy to see you too. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. Russell Brooks. I'm a precinct captain in the Kingstown area of Franconia. Also a member of the 8th Congressional District Committee and one of the hosts of the public access show Inside Scoop, of which Maritza was a guest. So thank you very much for inviting me. Take care.
Thank you. Karina, we're so happy that you made it. Are you
Hola.
available?
Yeah, Karina Budo. I live here in Mount Vernon, very close to Marissa and Gil, and good to be here.
Can
Thank
you
you.
spell your last name for me, please?
Budow, Budo. Yeah, sorry, I'm logging in on my laptop, so it's not pulling up my name, and so.
Thank you.
Sure.
And we have another Cacos guest, but I cannot really see who's that. Can you please introduce yourself? Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Okay, so I want to talk about our very special guest tonight. He is oh no, I'm sorry. I just need to put a little note right here before I start. Last Tuesday, several FCDC caucuses meet to discuss creating a joint resolution regarding ICE. The Latino caucus was presented by Marta, Leonel, and myself. We provide a draft resolution that you can download. The group will work together to write a final resolution that we can present to FCDC. So please, if you have an opportunity, take a look at our draft and send me comments. So now, as I promised, we have a great speaker tonight. He is a Herndon Council of member. His Kelvin is serving his first term of the Herndon Township Council, served as a traffic judge for Washington, D.C., an assistant football coach at Herndon High School, one on the Fairfax County Criminal Justice Advisory Board, provided invaluable assistance for immigration cases for the Cacos and Rising Hope. Kelvin started a nonprofit organization. The Street Lawyer Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that helps expunge criminal records so the residents with dismissed cases can clear their names of criminal, I'm so sorry, I'm having such a hard time reading, of criminal records, which in turn helps them access housing, jobs, and other meaningful opportunities. He holds degrees from the Roger Williams University and Virginia Tech, a Juris Doctorate from the University of the District of Columbia David Clark School of Law. And he's just here to share with us today some of the experience that he have had and some of the things that he do to share with us. So please give a big round of applause to Kelvin Garcia. Kelvin, the mic is yours.
Good evening, Fairfax County Latinos. Thank you so much, Marisa, for having me here, and thank you everyone else for joining today. I really do appreciate and relish this opportunity to discuss like things that we're doing in Herndon and some of the challenges that some of like the Democratic members are facing in the council. So I'll start. Do you want me to just talk, or like how do you want me to do this?
Well, tell us a little bit of the changes that you have happened to face starting with this administration on this year and how the community is reacting, not only where you live, but the people that are coming to your services because of the experiences that they have towards their status with immigration. Maybe we can start with that.
Yeah, so with with the current administration, as an attorney, you have to get very like crafty and knowing knowing how to deal with the law and knowing how to, play the game, as they like to say. Our in Herndon, it's a little bit different because ICE, they were coming around, but it seems like they've died down and they can't keep this up, right? Can you hear me? Or oh, I can't hear you. But
we can hear you.
Okay, cool. So like at the beginning of the year, ICE was coming around Herndon. Of course, frantic people calling, oh my gosh, what am I to do? And I was just instructing people like, hey, if they come to your house, don't even answer the door, just whatever, like let them knock, because again, they can't come into your house unless they have a criminal warrant. ICE does not have the power to break down your door unless like they're followed by police. But from my understanding, the town of Herndon was not cooperating with ICE, so that's a good thing, right? And a lot of members, we've held a lot of meetings with the Virginia New Majority, and just educating folks on how to proceed with ICE and the do's and don'ts of that process. Oh yeah, sorry.
So, one of the things that I wanted to talk to, but I don't want to get out of the immigration that is really happening, or maybe of the services that you have provide helping people. When you give us a little more feedback of that, talk about how was your experience running when you ran for sheriff. But first, let's yes.
Man. So it's a little different. Like, I mean, it's a little. I've heard the running thing, but that's wild. But usually what happens is like when, for example, I'll talk about like when you get arrested, because I had one of my clients got arrested. Pretty much he opened the door. They asked for like, I don't know, they said some random name. He said that person doesn't live here.
You muted.
Huh? Hello?
Keep going.
Oh, okay, sorry. So yeah, so he opened the door. They asked like, hey, does Patel live here? He said no. 5 minutes later, he's walking his dog, he gets locked up by ICE. Then, I tell like I was telling earlier, like I tell my clients, do not open the door under no circumstances. You see weird men around your door or women, just go back to bed. It doesn't matter. Because that process is very long and painful. My client lasted like 6 weeks in a detention center in like Pennsylvania, and he got arrested in Maryland. So now, dealing with that, and like, he has some type of mental health issues as well. So that like kind of like scarred him a little bit. But he's finally out now. What I would tell people in that situation is just try not to cooperate. They know their rights. But the other thing that was really concerning to me is that they wouldn't let me talk to him. They would give me the go around. I've never experienced that before. Like, so ICE, they're doing like, even USCIS, they're like rejecting like my filings, which has never happened before. And it's all to show that like, like I personally think that they're just doing this so like people give up. But we ain't giving up, because that's not in our nature, right? We're there to fight, and we're there to keep going. That's the mantra, the motto, right? So to anyone that is hi Elizabeth, how are you? Oh, sorry. That's my lovely girlfriend. Sorry about that. So yeah, so to anyone that you guys know or anything, just make sure that you tell them like, hey, I mean, I know they say, oh, cooperate. Now, there's no chance, there's no time to cooperate. If you can, avoid these people while you can, because right now they're they just got approved. I just saw somewhere in the chat where someone was saying that they just got approved for all this money. But the problem with that is that with law enforcement, it's going to die down. These guys are going to get tired. There's no possible way that they're going to keep this up, this enforcement, keep going on and on and on and on. So it's going to pass. Yeah, they have all this money, but no one's going to sign up for that. Like for that bonus and all that stuff that they're doing.
Do you think that it would be a good idea try to recruit people that it was laid off from the government agencies to apply for be part of the ACE so they can start making some quiet resistance?
I mean,
would that be a good thing to do?
I mean, it depends, right, on the individual. I mean, I think this dude's taking anybody. So I don't. I mean, I wouldn't put it past people, but to be frank, I mean, it could be a possibility. I can't say no, because I'll tell you what. I mean, if people are out of jobs, people do desperate things when they're out of jobs. So, I mean, I suppose, yeah. I don't want to be like, yeah, that, like, but like, I mean, again, with me, it's all about my values. And I was offered a job to work at Opla, but I couldn't do it because I'm not deporting my own people. I'm not doing that. I would probably do everything in my power to like just dismiss cases as much as I could. But I mean, me personally, I could never do it. So that's my 2 cents.
Would you like to share some about the organization that you founded?
Oh, for Street Lawyer, yeah. So basically that is an organization for like expungements. So anybody that has like criminal like records, I just expunge them. It's really simple and easy. Most attorneys they try to charge people anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000. But I think that, as a person that's trying to change their life, you shouldn't, you shouldn't that shouldn't, because that really affects, where you live, right? Because they run background checks on you to see if you have any criminal record, or it affects your employment. I mean, maybe not like in the restaurant world or anything like that, or places like minor, but if you're trying to work like somewhere, say, I don't know, the government or something like that, like local government, it could potentially hurt you. But Street Lawyers, that was founded on that concept of helping others to clear their records, and and just have a very good quality of life living. Because again, people, I don't know if you guys know, but if you're involved in the criminal justice system, you don't really have much of a chance. And that's damaging, right? Because how can you proceed in life if you're still being held back because of what you've done in the past? So as a former law enforcement officer, I always took that approach that everyone deserves a second chance. And I think with that organization that I helped build, it gives people that opportunity to go ahead and make those changes, as seen. Let's see, someone has a question. Mr. Brooks, you have a question?
Yeah, actually, I have two, if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
Yes.
First, you said Herndon is not cooperating with ICE. And I know that in the state of Virginia, seemingly some pressure is being placed on towns or cities that are considered sanctuary cities to basically force them into line. Is Herndon concerned that they will be punished somehow for not cooperating with ICE? And then if I could ask the second one, it's going to be, as you look as a political official, as you look forward to 2026, and Democrats are going to be very focused on the midterms, do you think from a political standpoint, it would be worthwhile to start pushing for comprehensive immigration reform, since now that Trump is actually losing popularity about the deportation issue? Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so hold on, can you repeat your first question one more time?
Sure. Herndon is not cooperating with ICE, you said.
Mhm.
Some cities and towns in Virginia seem to be concerned or afraid that they will be punished if they do not cooperate with the federal government. Is Herndon similarly concerned or not?
No, we're not concerned at all with that, because we see it as that we're kind of an incorporated like town within Fairfax County, and Fairfax is not even cooperating. I know that the only time that it is done is it's when the person has a criminal record, right? That is like the crux of this all. And with ICE, all they need, and it's really messed up that I'm about to say this, but like all they need is reasonable suspicion. So if you look like you don't belong in this country, which is literally racial profiling, they could take you like nothing. That's how the statute reads. That they could just look at you, and if they think that you're foreign, they'll just take you, which is like insane. But immigration law is one of those laws. It's like immigration law is very vague. So it's like a lot of possibilities and no definites. And then to answer your second question, does that answer your first question?
Yes, it does. Herndon is not cooperating, and Herndon is not concerned about not cooperating.
We don't care about Trump. But anyway, sorry. And then the second question, should we start doing comprehensive immigration?
Pushing for comprehensive immigration reform as a issue in 2026.
I believe that should be done when we do have members in the House. Like once we start getting Congress back into our favor, yes, we should, but it's gonna be a battle because you're gonna have to deal with that individual on the pushback. Some people, it's like with immigration, you still have people that are like hooping and hollering and they're very excited that this is happening. But then there's others that just feel very like, it's like this is like an evil person doing this to like poor people. Like I have a student who's literally leaving in her 10th grade year to El Salvador because her father was deported. Yes, let that sink in for a second. You're in 10th grade, the most important year in high school, and now you're going back. So I think something has to be done. But I don't know if Republicans are gonna play ball for a comprehensive like immigration reform. That's just my honest opinion.
Thank you so much. Let me have Bob to go with a question. Bob?
Yeah, Kelvin, hi, how you doing?
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
All right. Just quickly, the non-cooperation of Herndon, and in Fairfax especially, is the sheriff's office on board with that?
I have no idea, sir. I don't know. I know last time that I checked with Toscano, he said no, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
He said, no, they're not on board, or no, they're not cooperating.
They don't cooperate.
Right.
That's what he said.
Okay. Yeah, because the sheriff is directly linked to the courts, and more directly than the police. So, yeah. So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to lie and say, yeah, they, like, I don't know. But from when I talked to him, like at the Fairfax County dinner, he said no. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, anecdotally, you see a lot of press being given to the fact that other places, sheriff's office are the LE that is cooperating with ICE.
Because a lot of the times they're more Republican, and they're more like, it's two things, right? Because with police, those are the ones that patrol the streets, right? And normally sheriffs are in jails, right? So their mindset is not like a police officer's, where it's like, hey, we're here to protect and serve citizens. They're like, the sheriffs are just there to incarcerate individuals and just like whatever. So I mean, like, look at Loudoun County. Look what they do. They do it all the time. Like, they cooperate with ICE. I mean, that's a known thing. Like, they'll sit there and put someone in jail for like, I don't know, for something, for a theft, and then turn around and call ICE and be like, grab him when he gets released. Happens all the time. Happens all the time.
Right. That's why I asked the sheriffs, because as you said, they're there to incarcerate. So thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, Leonel, you have a question. Go for it.
Was someone else has a question?
I think you're muted, Leonel.
Wow. I think he's muted.
You're muted, Leonel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Kelvin, thank you very much for informing us about this organization that you founded to help expunging criminal records. what's the name of the organization?
It's
And
called
my second question is, who can you help? Who can be helped by this organization?
so it's called Street Lawyers Foundation, but I'm no longer there anymore. Right now I'm currently like just doing like immigration work. But I still do it like on the side. And then it's anyone who has a criminal record. Depending on the charge, certain crimes could be expunged. I just have to look and tell that individual there. But yeah, a lot. I've helped a lot, and it feels good to help people in need, and to see that relief that they get when they actually get approved for a house, or not a house, for like a rental property, or they get a job. So after being incarcerated for so long, so anything I could do to help. So
Okay, good.
Thank you, Lionel. Anybody else have another question for Kelvin? Marta? Go for it, Marta.
Yeah, a follow up on that question. So the Spanish can be anybody, right? It doesn't have to be Latino, or I mean, it can be
anybody, black, green, whatever. I don't care. Like, I help anyone that has a criminal record that could be expunged. And that's, I mean, again, it's very vital, very, very vital. So
Thank you. Kelvin, anything you want to tell us before you?
Sure. I definitely do want to say that thank you guys so much for having me. And I definitely want to shed light on what's going on in the council right now, and why having an endorsement actually means something in the town of Herndon. Because right now our town council is split, 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans. Someone sneaked in there saying that they were Democrat and they're actually Republican. So I mean, it's very difficult for us to push our agenda. We are, we're telling FCDC members to please endorse the process so that we could push our agenda. And as Ken Martin says, there's no such thing as a nonpartisan election. They're all crucial and vital. And I just ask that you guys help support this measure. Because then without that endorsement, guys like me don't win, right? And Marita will tell you how important and crucial having an endorsement is. And I think I speak for Cesar himself when he tells everyone that, like, hey, we need to go based off our values. This isn't a book club where we just hang out and we do things together. This is something we're part of a democratic change. And I think that a lot of people need to realize that, because again, by not endorsing, you're hurting the people that you're serving. Herndon is 40% Latino. We can't even have a Latino festival because it got canceled, because the town, like, they're just slow at doing things. Again, if you guys get a chance, like, please, and I know you guys are Latino, and I'm so thankful for you guys, Maritza, Martha, please endorse so that we could push our agenda out and help those people. So that's all I have to say. Hey,
how can we endorse you? I mean, not clear what is the call of action. What exactly we have to do?
So we're trying to get the new so I think what's her name? The new she's running for FCDC chair. I forget her name. Oh my gosh. She's from Franconia.
Debbie Lennox.
Who is it?
Debbie Lennox.
Yeah, her. There you go. Sorry, thank you. Yeah, so we're trying to get, like, so that, and me and Cesar met with her. I think a lot of times we need to have, like, I told her, hey, anybody that flip-flops, they need to get expelled from FCDC. This isn't a hangout where you flip-flop. Like, we have people like Lisa Merkel flip-flop like 9 times. We have a mayor in Kelvin who lost the primary, and he's the mayor now, right? Like, we can't have that, right? We need people to spread our message and our values. It's all about our values, the democratic values. And and there's other things too, like like people like Irene Shin saying that she's progressive and doesn't endorse. doesn't support the endorsement process, which is a shame because one of the tenements of being progressive is to endorse these types of things. So again, you have people who lie, and and I'm glad this is being recorded. You could play this for anybody, and that's fine. I'm not scared, but we need to out those people who say they're Democrats and they're not really Democrats. So that's all I have to say. That's it.
And we have a question, last question from Gladys. Gladys, the mic is yours.
Gladys, that's a lovely name. That's my mom's name.
Oh, well, that's a common name. And hi, hi.
Hey, Gladys, what's going
Hi,
on?
hola, hola.
Hola, hola.
Okay, I just back to the immigration, and I totally am in support of endorsements and anything to bring, to highlight the candidacy of somebody and to promote. Anyway, but I'm wondering about if you, because I really don't know. What is going on in Fairfax County, just narrowing it down to, or expanding it, I guess, from Herndon to just Fairfax County? What is happening here with ICE and people being rounded up? How would you describe, just in very general terms, or do you know? I mean, I don't even know how to, I guess there's websites for that, with the sheriffs, or I don't know how to find out what's going on.
I think, to what?
I don't have a clue how to look up information. I don't know what's going on locally.
I mean,
where,
they're not gonna really advertise it, but
Yeah.
what I tell my clients is that they need to start being a little gringo and start going to places where like not a lot of Latinos are around, right? So don't go to like your laundromat, go to different places. Just keep them guessing, right? Like instead of going to Fresh World, go to Whole Foods. Like, right, go to places that you would never, like, they would really see Latinos, because that's where they're going. ICE isn't smart. All they're doing is just going to like heavily populated areas and just sitting there and plucking people out. It's not that hard what they're doing. That's how you know like ICE is, like we're around, but they don't, again, you will never know because they don't advertise. They don't put like, they don't go Twitter or whatever. So you can't really know where they're going. Just know that they just focus on the heavily concentrated areas where Latinos are, because you don't see them running around like Vienna,
Right.
or like McLean, right? Like they hang out in Herndon or
We don't know what they have done, right? We don't know, is there an easy way to, or some way, not easy, but some way to find out what they have succeeded at doing locally? Because there's no good coverage. There's no media.
Yeah, they're not gonna
coverage
show
of
that.
They're
They're not gonna show that. They're not gonna show that. I'm trying to think. There's like probably like a tracker.
I just put in the chat the name of an application that is called Ice Block.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And what it has is you download the application to your phone, and they have reports. People can report where they see ICE.
Okay.
So at any time you can see, like for example, right now, somebody reported that they saw ICE around 7320 Richmond Highway.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay.
So some days I don't see any, because this is kind of, you define the range, maybe 10 miles or 5 miles or whatever.
Right.
So some days I don't see anything. But today is telling me that somebody reported that they saw ICE around 7320 Richmond Highway.
Okay, thank you. So Ice Block is the name of it, right?
Yeah, I put it in the chat. It's called
I just
Ice
saw it.
Block.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Thank you.
you so much, Gladys.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry.
I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, so Kelvin, we really appreciate that you give us your time. You're welcome to stay with us, but we don't want to, keep you in case you have something else to do. But if you are, you're welcome, and we're happy to have you. Other than that, thank you so much. Please keep us posted tell
Yeah.
us when something is happening and you need our feedback or your support. We'll be happy to,
Thank you
be
so much.
with you.
Hablamos pronto, mija.
Ándale, pues.
Alright,
Thank you so much. Okay, so now continue with our agenda. I would like to introduce you, Jasmine Chavez. We're so happy to have you here. She's the Regional Political Director for Coalitions with the campaign on Abigail Spanberger. We couldn't be more happy to have you. And please get the mic and let us know how we can help and be a support.
Of course, thank you for having me. Like Maritza mentioned, I'm serving as the Regional Political Director for Coalitions for the Nova region, but I'm very focused on the Latino outreach portion. In this role, I lead engagement with diverse communities across Nova with the particular focus on the Latino outreach. And I really just, my goal is to ensure that our Latino voices, priorities, and leadership are not only represented, but are central to our campaign strategy and movement building efforts. And so I come here with 3 actions. We're not just asking for your support, we're asking for your partnership. And that starts with 3 things. I would definitely say, if you're not already added to our list, next week I want to launch the weekly Latino Leaders newsletter. And in that newsletter, it will include highlights from recent and upcoming Latino community engagements, ways to plug in, canvassing, phone banking, hosting events, fundraising, and quick top lines that are in English and in Spanish, and messaging guidance that you can take back to your networks to strengthen our reach and impact. I know our community has been asking for talking points and top lines, and I want to make sure that with the newsletter, we're able to provide that so that you can then use that to take to your networks. With the canvassing and phone banking, I'm on the political team, so I don't oversee that department, but our organizing team, I'd be happy to connect you to our organizing team so that they can connect you to the right canvassing efforts, the right phone banking efforts. For hosting events, that is our political team. So if you want to host an event, please reach out. And for the fundraising part, if you want to host a fundraiser, I'm happy to connect you to our fundraising team. And I support any fundraisers that are Latino focused. Second, loop us in on any community events. I've been connecting with all of the Democratic committees across Nova and seeing where we can plug in, whether you're planning an event or you're hearing about events in your community, please invite us. We want to show up, we want to support, we want to listen, and we want to connect with your networks. A few examples, we're already making sure we're at different festivals across Manassas. There's many this summer, which is great. And there's a few here in Arlington and in Fairfax as well. So please, if there's something and you're like, we need to have a table there, let us know. We could try to make sure that happens and that we can give away Spanberger literature, swag, shirts. We have shirts, hats, buttons, stickers, etc. And then third, I really want to focus on the fact that you all are trusted messengers for our community. Talk to your tias, your tios, your neighbors, co-workers, the church community. Please talk to everyone. Really share what's at stake in this election and why it matters to back a candidate who truly sees and fights for our community. Use the newsletter top lines that I will be providing in the newsletter every week and volunteer opportunities to move, people from interest to action. And as you know, this is a people-powered campaign. We win by organizing together and making sure our comunidad shows up and shows out at the polls. And so I'm really excited to work with you all. Please reach out if you have any questions or any comments about anything. Happy to take it all in. I will drop my email in the chat, but I'm happy to be supportive in any way possible.
We are so proud of you, really, and we're so happy that you're here. I would like to see if anybody has questions with you. Oh, Lionel, please take the mic.
Well, first of all,
Oh, I think you're on mute again, Lionel.
Your mute, your mic goes mute.
We can't hear you, Lionel.
You're muted again.
There you go.
okay. I was saying that I'm very happy to meet Jasmine. I have seen a lot of things about her on the internet. Um, you already have a big resume in political action. So I'm very happy that the joint campaign has decided to count with your services. Now, could you give us on the chat maybe the address or the link to find the newsletter and all the other resources that you mentioned where we can get talking points and similar things?
Yeah,
I'm very much interested in Spanish, but we have to consider that we have a lot of voters who are natives. And so they may speak Spanish up to some point, but they cannot read. So it's good to have both in English and Spanish.
yeah, no, definitely. 100% agree, Leonel. Next week I'll be launching the newsletter, so I can connect with Maritza, and she can give me all the emails and I can add you all to the list. It'll be launching next week, and we'll have it sent out every week until election day. So keep an eye out for that. And I think for the language piece, our organizers who have worked on literature are providing everything in English and Spanish and in other languages as well. For the top lines that I'll provide, I would like to make sure they're bilingual, so I'll provide it both in English and in Spanish. But those are just going to be the top lines. Our organizing team really focuses on, just making sure folks know about the stances that Abigail has on different issues. And so also I'm happy to provide that literature as well. Once I get it, I will be getting it on Saturday. So happy to provide those resources. Thank you, Leonel.
My pleasure.
Gladys, your turn.
Okay, thank you, Maritza, and thank you, Jasmine. No, you can hear me, I guess?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. How would you describe the target population of Latinos in, well, mostly, let's say, okay, you're doing all Northern Virginia, I guess, but just in our just general area, these are voters, right? These are obviously citizens registered to vote. Who are you targeting? Who are you targeting? Are you targeting already registered, or how would you find potential? Is it just by chance, I guess, potential citizens that are not registered to vote? How does that work in this population? It's more difficult, I would guess, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's a great question, Gladys. The organizing team has more specific details about that. On the political side, what we're in charge of is making sure that we're connecting our elected officials to different events and doing that outreach. But the outreach is primarily focused on creating like roundtables and events. And so what you're mentioning is more about the organizing piece where they're canvassing and they're trying to figure out which areas to reach and who's a US citizen and what would make most sense. So I'd be happy, Gladys, to connect you with someone on the organizing team who can give you more
great.
insight into that. Yeah, because that's an
I would
organizing question.
really appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course, yes, happy to do so.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much. We have another hand up, so please introduce yourself and open the mic.
Hi, this is Tarazia. Hi, Maritza. I love you.
Oh my God, I didn't expect to see you here. Oh my God, well, welcome.
Hi, Jasmine. I'm so proud of you. I don't know what to do. I want to hug you through the phone. Well, thank you for allowing me to join the meeting, Maritza. I'm honored to be here with everyone. And yes, Jasmine, I'd like to ask you, first of all, congratulate you, of course. And then the question I have is, what can we do to support your mission, right? I mean, you've shared what we can do to support Abigail, but your role is so pivotal. And are there things that we can do to spread the good news around the Latino community or things like that that would help your cause?
100%, Tarazia. I think right now the most important thing is to just be messengers at the moment. I think once we get the newsletter up and running, you'll be able to share those top lines. And since you are all a part of FCDC, and I know Tarazia, you're very involved with Manassas and Manassas Park, you know, keep an eye out and see if at these events they have a table for Democrats. I think that would be my biggest ask. See if they have a Democrats table. And if they don't, please let us know. We want to plug in. We want to make sure that we are at the events as much as possible. I want to avoid what happened, you know, a few years ago where, you know, we weren't present at the different festivals in Manassas. We weren't present at the festivals in Fairfax County. So please keep an eye on that. If you're working with the organizers of the event, you know, let them know, ask them, you know, is it okay to have a Democratic committee table here? And if so, that's where, you know, the Spanberger campaign has been getting plugged in because we've been sharing the space and giving out resources that way. But please just keep an eye out. And then if there are events you want to host, or let's say, you know, you wanna be more involved, let me know. Happy to make sure you're more involved. I think right now I'm excited to have folks who are eager, who are excited and want to organize, support me with my work. So if there's more that you want to do, let me know. There's plenty of events for us to go to. There's plenty of tabling to do. And so happy to get the additional support.
Thank you. Thank you. Maritza, may I ask one more follow-on question? Is it okay? Maritza?
Please.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so Maritza and I spoke, and I'm bringing up some history, Maritza, on this one. But we talked about having an event, maybe inviting Abigail to talk to some of the advocacy groups in our communities, because what we know is the people who vote, they're gonna show up to vote again. But it's those folks that are kind of in between, like we talk about LULAC, there's a lot of different advocacy groups that do complement what the Democratic agenda is. And I was just wondering if that's something that maybe we could talk with you about, Maritza and I, about Maritza's vision, really. It's her vision that I'm talking about here. But just having those conversations so Abigail can help bridge that gap. Maritza, is that in line? Did I say that right?
You say you're right.
So I don't
Yeah.
know, Jasmine, if that's something that maybe you could help us carry forward. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, I'm very mindful of Abigail's bandwidth. There's a lot of events on her calendar right now, but I'm gonna be working with the advisory committee for this, and I'm including all of the Latino caucus chairs. So Maritza, CJ, Tanya, all of them are gonna be included in those advisory committee calls, but that is where I'm gonna essentially talk about the events we have coming up that are being hosted by our Latino outreach strategy, which is a strategy I've come up with. We want to have first, you know, for awareness for everyone, we want to have first a business Latino leaders meet and greet with Abigail. Then we want to follow it up with an immigration one. And then we also want to include an education one. In Prince William, there's already an event that's going to be hosted that includes faith leaders from not just the Latino community, but also from the African American community. So happy to take any recommendations for leaders for any of those events that fall within, you know, that are leaders in that area and those policy issues. And so happy to talk more about this as well, Tarazia, but Maritza and CJ and all of the Latino caucus chairs will be given this information when we start meeting next week, and everyone will be in the loop of everything going on.
Well, I'm currently serving as the Latino caucus chair of Prince William, so include me in the invite.
Okay, great, great.
Sounds good. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the answer, and we'll follow up with you. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Well, I cannot tell you how happy I am that you came and visit the Latino caucus and we can have a good connection, because believe me, we're not be a lot of people right now, but we can be a very strong army to work with you. So thank you. And I don't want to miss the opportunity for people to be able to have the your information in the chat so people can contact you anything they need. But I want to just share with everybody how proud I am that you were selected as a really like the star with the Cafecito series. The Latino Leaders Network is going to be honoring you for as a rising star, and the joy that I have for that is like a immense. I've been participating with the Cafecito Network for a while in DC, and I just think that they couldn't choose anybody better than you. So let us know a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really, really excited. So I served recently in the Biden-Harris administration. I was at the White House as the Associate Director of the White House Internship Program. And, you know, in that role, got to work with so many lovely young people and really empower them to become public service leaders. I actually work with 4 of them now on the Spanberger campaign. But even prior to that, spent 2 years at the Department of Education doing Latino and faith outreach, which is 2 of the most important issues that I really care about. And so I'm really honored to be getting this award. Honestly, I would say it's the highest one because, you know, some celebrities like Alicia Menendez have received it in the past, and the Blue Beetle star, Xolo Maridueña got it too. So I'm really honored. I do a lot of my work focused on the community. I always believe that, you know, you got to be doing good even when no one is looking. And so I'm really thankful, but I'm always going to continue to be doing the work that I do because I grew up low income. I grew up poor. And so I want to make sure that my community has the resources that I didn't have growing up. And so that's really important to me. Thank you, Maritza.
Okay, if anybody has any other questions for Jasmine, we don't want to take your time. Marta, please.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Jasmine, for all the work that you're doing and for being such a shining star. So that's great. Wanted to go back to what you're saying that Prince Williams County is already organizing something with the faith leaders. Is that something, a done deal, or something that is in the air, just going?
That is a done deal. So if you have any faith leaders you recommend for that engagement, please let me know. I would like to ideally recommend Latino faith leaders.
Can you put the link of the event in the chat so that I can propagate that?
I'd be happy to connect with you one-on-one about it, Marta, because these events, since they're meet and greets, we tend to keep them more like non-public, just because Abigail is going to be speaking and all that kind of stuff. So I'm happy to connect with you one-on-one about it, Marta.
Okay.
And provide you more details that way, because it's not public. It's not a public event, it's a private event. But I want to make sure that this committee has those opportunities to really engage with Abigail.
Okay, I'm going to put in the chat my email.
Okay,
so
perfect.
that whatever you can send me, because I'm not going to tell you why. Yeah. In Franconia, we are very interested in reaching the faith community, something about the faith groups or whatever, because that is an area that Democrats are not really taken advantage, and Republicans have done, right? Definitely. I mean, we are absolutely behind. So whatever you can provide to me in that, I'll be very interested.
Definitely. I'll follow up with you, Marta. I have your email now.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're so happy that we were able to connect, that you visit the Latino Caucus. We have a lot of information about Abigail in the bulletin, and information about the things that we can do, how can we get involved, participate. So if anybody needs the link for join the bulletin, in case you haven't, please let us know. We want to make sure that we put it right now in the chat guild. So anybody wants to do it, you know, they have access to it. I'm gonna move forward to see if we have any old business. Sorry, I just want to make sure that we don't thank you enough for coming and visiting and give us an update with Abigail. Okay, so we want to be always open and make sure that we can work together to make sure that we elected for us. And congratulations again. Following the agenda, any old business that we need to follow up? As a new business. So I want to make an invitation, participate in a postcard party. I'm making right now my own, but to move on, and I would like to invite you if you want to participate and be part of this movement. I can give you all the information pertinent about it. It's so great because we don't have to put the postage. They give us the wording. We have done this in the past before, and this will be a good way to have our voices heard. So if you consider or if you want to do it, let me know, and I'll be happy to guide you how to have a party to write postcards. Any announcements, Marta, Leonel, anybody?
Yeah, I have one.
Okay.
Me too.
I wrote in the I put it in the chat. Franconia is getting ready for the back to school night that is going to start probably sometime in August and goes to maybe mid-September, that the different schools have the back to school night. So in Franconia, we have 10 schools. I put them there: Forestdale, Rose Hill, Key, Lewis, Groton, Mount Vernon Woods, Mount Eagle, Crestwood, High Bluff, and Limbrook. That it is an estimate. There is an estimated of 40% of Spanish-speaking students. So we are asking Spanish-speaking people to be that night there with our teams so that we can give assistance and provide information about the campaign and how to vote and everything. It's not a vote registration campaign, right? It's not there. But there's going to be a flyer, and the flyer says, if you have not been registered, go to iVote or something, whatever you have to do. So there is some information, but apparently in the past, not having Spanish-speaking volunteers have been, it had not helped. So this time we're looking. So I'm going to provide more information later on, but at least I want to put in your mind that that's some need. And if you know somebody, so that's probably one area that Gladys can help us, because I know that she speaks Spanish very good. And unfortunately, Jasmine left, but that will be one, because she was asking for events. Okay, so maybe some of her volunteers can show up in one of these schools and help there distributing the literature. So, but that's more information to come, but just to make you
So
aware.
Marta, why don't we put you as a main contact for people that want to volunteer at the back to school night, and then we can come up with any idea of phrases that we can practice in Spanish, even for people that don't speak English but they're interested. A small phrase that they can help us volunteer by just saying what we want to say for them to grab the information back to school night. I think that will be a good idea.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes, okay. So any announcements, any more announcements? Russell, you have something to share? Or Gladys, anybody? Leonel? Okay, you need to unmute.
Okay. I'm glad that we are going to do postcarding again. We have many candidates that need support right now, candidates for the Virginia General Assembly.
Mhm.
especially in the South. So last year, I mean, all the caucuses helped with the campaign to help Misty, and it was CD2. Well, I think that we are going to need to help a lot of candidates in the central and south part of uh, Virginia in this election. So there will be chances to write postcards for several candidates.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you be in charge of coming with an ideas for what are the candidates and when can we do a party as a Latino Caucus party to start helping this, and anybody that has idea and wanna participate too, we can directly go to you, Leonel, so we can talk about it. Will that be okay?
That's fine.
Okay. Anybody else before we adjourn? Gladys,
Yes, hi.
hi. You're mute.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know. You unmute, one unmutes and it mutes again automatically. I think that may have happened to Leonel. Anyway, at the last FCDC meeting here at the government center, you weren't there, were you there? When we were there in person at Stork's office? Or not Stork's office, but
Yeah, the government center in Mount
adjoining his
Vernon. Yeah,
office.
no, I was not able to go, but
Okay.
I have people visiting and
Well, it was really interesting. So Leonel, it went a little bit to your, it went a lot to your point. And Krisek was there and the senator, not our senator, not Scott.
Scott Surabel,
No, no, not Scott.
Levy,
No, with S, that starts with S. I can't think of his name. Anyway,
no
he was
Scott
there too.
Surabel.
Anyway, and no, Scott was not there. Not our
Well, maybe Sarah will.
no. And a woman who is the caucus chair for the Democrats in the state of Virginia. She is originally from California, but anyway, she's a member. She's a state legislator here in Virginia. Anyway, she was there. They were talking about your point, Leonel. They were talking about the basically those races that you're talking about and how the caucus is really going to be monitoring really their effort, their approach to campaigning, et cetera, their chances for success. And if they're doing well, basically directing money their way. But what they really need is money, more than cards. I mean, cards are good, that's fine. But I'm saying, so what they're doing is they are sort of looking at the money, the pot. So if we give money, for instance, to Krisek is probably, is kind of a shoo-in, right? So he's going to be using his campaign money to help these other candidates. The ones that have been vetted, have been scrutinized in those areas that you're talking about, Central and Southern Virginia. Am I explaining myself or not?
Yes, you are. At least
Okay,
for me.
okay.
Yes. So what happened is Paul Krisak is asking people to support his campaign because he's gonna support the candidates that he knows they needed the most. Then we
Yeah.
don't have to struggle to find out who do we give money. We can
Yeah.
do both things. We can ask people to do donations for that cause to Paul Krisak, and at the same time we can do postcards because postcards touch directly the voter. So that's a great idea. And
I just wanted to pass on whatever they said, that the caucus also is doing, the caucus of Democrats in the House in particular, that's what we're talking about, the House, is just really scrutinizing these candidates and trying to really hone in on those that are the better candidates. So even with the with the cards, you may want to just also coordinate with that, with
Yeah.
the state Democratic caucus. So the money and the scrutiny, the evaluation of candidates, is in the works. Because there's five seats that are really fundamental, but they think it could be as many as 13 that we could flip. But they're really focusing on 5 seats that they're really wanting to flip. And that would give such a, a comfort zone for votes in the next session. So they're counting on Abigail being there. So they're looking for a trifecta. They're looking for the trifecta, right? To have House, Senate, and gubernatorial. And okay, so the last thing is the Attorney General race is the most contentious one in the state of Virginia right now. So
Okay, well, thank you so much, Gladys. That was a very nice info. Thank you so much. And we have like another hand up. Carlos Gastu. Oh, hi. Wow, we couldn't figure it out. I'm so happy to have you. Please introduce yourself. Let us know that you made it to visit us and what can we do for you?
He estado en la llamada todo este tiempo. Buenas tardes a todos. Good evening to everyone. I heard that there's going to be a back to school night. I would absolutely love to be involved with that. I know I'm supporting at Lorton Community Center this Saturday for their back to school drive. So with free books, because I work for Fairfax County Federation of Teachers now as their community organizer. That is a full-time capacity for however long they'll have me. There is no end to it, so it's not like a campaign thing. But if at that community event for all the schools they will want free books, let me know so I can make the request. The books are bilingual, English or just in Spanish, for all ages. So ya puse mi correo electrónico, los libros son gratuitos en inglés, en español y bilingües para todas las edades. Entonces, por favor, déjenme saber si necesitan libros para la noche de escolar. So just let me know if you need it for the school night.
Pero the most important thing, nobody hear your name. You need to introduce yourself because I know you.
Ariela Mejia, hola.
Well, tell them where you've been before and how you are involved with the Latinos and in Virginia.
I was the first chair of the Prince William County Latino Caucus. Yeah. And since then it's gone on to different leadership, but still important work. And I've worked for both U.S. senators. I've worked in the Biden-Harris administration, and now I'm working for the teachers union so that we can organize labor. And we're excited to have our first collective bargaining agreement. So this year is the biggest year in labor for Fairfax County. And the teachers winning just has a renewed sense for the labor movement, which is full of a lot of Latinos, and what it looks like for communities to be able to organize and have fair wages and rights. So that's what I'm doing now. But there's the community aspect where it's like, how do we support our communities? And they have funding for books to be given to schools through AFT, American Federation of Teachers. So if anyone needs books, you have my email there, you have my number there. And I know Maritza tiene toda mi información. I know Maritza has all my information. So just have me as a resource.
And how about LULAC? What's wrong with LULAC?
Well, I'm not with LULAC, but I mean, if you need anything from LULAC, Chris Concepcion handles that. And we have a group chat on WhatsApp. And that's what I know LULAC is doing.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming. We're so happy. And if you want to send us some information about the things that you do that we can share in the bulletin, we'll be happy to.
Thank you.
I'll see you Saturday because I already have my schedule to make a visit over there.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I hope we match up on times. Okay. See you.
Okay. Leonel?
Yeah, Oriela.
Don Calderón, un placer.
Una pregunta.
Sí.
I saw the Lula publication that you posted. I think that you posted something from Lula.
I have. LULAC
Yeah.
National has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, one of them is to help prepare teachers and participants in the school back to school night with some important topics. I don't know if it was published by you.
I don't know if it was. I mean, we are having for people that join the teachers union. know your rights trainings, how to community organize trainings, all, trainings that myself and other partners are going to be providing for people. So I don't know if maybe that's what you saw.
No,
And
it's
there's
something else.
always a Bailey's Crossroads back to school night drive that LULAC does every year. And then I just volunteer for it, but I don't run it. I don't
Okay.
organize it.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, but every year we accept donations to help Bailey's Mutual Aid, which is actually run by teachers, and LULAC does supports, and they're the hands that give out the food donations and book bags.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you everybody for joining us. This was a great meeting. I'm adjourning the meeting. Please go get something to drink and join us for a little couple of minutes of happy hour if you have the time, because we'll be happy to have you and have some conversation. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you next month.